Hi, and welcome to the Ask Dr. Angela podcast with everyone's favorite OBGYN, Dr. Angela Jones. Have you ever been too embarrassed or shy to ask your own doctor about your, girl parts? Well, you've come to the right place to get straight answers. Feel free to ask Dr. Angela anything women's health related. Obstetrics and gynecology? She keeps it real. Pregnancy? She's been there, done that. Menopause? She'll get you through. Young or old, Dr. Angela's got you covered, girl. Now here's Dr. Angela.
What's good, people? This is Dr. Angela, everyone's favorite OBGYN, and I would like to officially welcome you to episode 260 of the Ask Dr. Angela podcast. I'm so happy to be here. I absolutely love doing this. I recently got a query from the good old UK, London to be exact. And the gentleman in question, yes, I get a lot of guys that reach out to me and ask me questions about their daughters or their girlfriends or their wives or whatever. It's great to have a guy following as well. But anyway, I get a lot of queries from all over the place. And this most recent one is about queefing. I like the way that word sounds, right? Queefing. Anyway, he's like, Dr. Angela, what is queefing? And I was like, are you serious? And he was like, yeah. A friend of mine is doing a book on this, and they asked me to reach out to a formidable source. We thought you were a formidable source. And so I'm asking you, what is queefing? And so I said, okay, since you're really serious, queefing is basically when the vagina expels air out of it. I mean, it's like a politically correct term. If I were a guy, I'd probably just say your vagina's farting. But nobody wants to say that because it's not very ladylike, it's a bit crude. But in a nutshell, really what it is the release of air from the vagina, because what you have to remember about the vagina is that the vagina is not some infinite tube or tunnel. It does have an ending. And also that the vagina is made up of a lot of folds that we technically term rugae, R-U-G-A-E. And so those folds allow the vagina to be able to stretch and accommodate. So, I like to sometimes think of the vagina as an accordion. You open it up, it makes music. You close it, it makes music as well. So when the vagina expands and then collapses, sometimes it releases air that gets trapped in those pockets. And that's what a queef is. How common is it? It's like so common. I mean, it's probably about as common as it happens when you have sex, or even sometimes when you're exercising. You hit that downward dog pose just right, and you better believe something's probably going to come out. I'm just saying. But anyway, it's not as uncommon as folks think. It's not unhealthy. It's just a normal fact of life. So there's no need to be a bit embarrassed about it. And, quite frankly, I think that, women get embarrassed about it when they're just not aware of what's going on. So I basically just share with you what the heck is going on. As my guy G.I. Joe says, knowing is half the battle. And certainly knowing this will enable you as women to, better embrace your body and kind of how amazing it is and what it's capable of. I was also asked what men think about this, and I don't really know what men think about this. Number one, I don't treat men, and number two, I don't happen to sleep with men, so I'm completely clueless. Maybe I could ask a few of my male friends what they think about this. I know you're listening to this, Michael. What do you think about that? You can fill me in later. But anyway, that's queefing in a nutshell. Hoping that this added some value, if not perhaps a bit of humor to your day. It's always a pleasure bringing you the latest and the greatest. Thank you so much, as usual, for reaching out, for tuning in. You know that if you have questions or topics that you would like addressed, you know how to reach me, www.askdrangela.com. You can also hit me up on social media. I'm everywhere. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. I am also on IG. Instagram, and I would love to hear from you. I also want to encourage you to please check out my videos, my YouTube channel. Some of them are in living color, others are just kind of stills of the podcast, which are always informative. It's a good way to keep up there as well. Before I sign off, I'd like to leave you with this quotation from one of my favorite books. It's my Congratulations Graduate book. I've had this book for years. But anyway, it says, life's challenges are not supposed to paralyze you. They're supposed to help you discover who you are. I like that. It's been a lot of discovering in my life, I tell you. Anywho, thanks again for tuning in. Until next time, look better, feel better, be better. Can't wait to reconnect on episode 261 of the Ask Dr. Angela podcast.
Thank you for listening to the Ask Dr. Angela podcast. For more information on women's health and the show notes for this episode, please visit Dr. Angela at www.askdrangela.com. While you're there, don't forget to leave your own message for Dr. Angela. See you soon! All of the information provided and discussed in this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only and should not take the place of consulting a physician. This podcast is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease or illness and does not and should not replace treatment from a medical professional.